this is Debs, not the Nott'm lass, but she will be appearing. We're in Southall, which is near Nottingham, for a very short walk today. Come on! So we're just starting our walk, and I couldn't help but notice outside this apartment block fake flowers. I personally don't like them, but I don't know what anybody else thinks. I don't think they kind of look real, and they're just a bit naff.
Hi, it's me, the Nott'm lass. Well, Lucy, call me Lucy if you want to. Next to me is the River Greet, spelt G-R-E-E-T. So greetings from the River Greet, and to the right of me, this way, we have the Swan Sanctuary. I can actually hear them. Must go there one day.
So this is a fairly pleasant walk. It's not outstanding, it is what it is, just a pleasant walk. And you may say, well, why aren't you in the Peak District, which of course, or anywhere, which we'd obviously prefer to be. However, if we go to the Peak District at the weekend, the problem now is the parking. You see, what they've decided to do in the Peak District, put double yellow lines everywhere, and then they've got wardens who are giving you tickets. So you've got to get there mega early to get in one of the very small car parks there, and then pay your £4. I don't mind paying the £4, whatever. But parking is an issue there now because of all the double yellow lines. You used to be able to sort of pull over anywhere and, off you go, but I've seen wardens there, ruining people's day by, giving them a £60 parking fine because they've parked, on the inside of a double yellow line, not the outside of a double yellow line, but an inside of a double yellow line. I mean, I can see that, that the congestion of all the traffic and the visitors going there is a problem. But, why can't they sort of sort something out, some sort of other parking there? I don't mean that the Peak District should become one big parking lot. But like at Kerber, for example, we were there the other week, in the week, and we found a place to park in the car park, and that's fine, we paid our money. But all the streets, all the roads next to Kerber were double yellow lines, so we couldn't park there, if it had been sort of too busy to get into the car park. And I said, well, what does anybody think about this? But should the Peak District National Park provide more car parking? Perhaps sort of rent a field in busy times, rent a field from a local farmer and let people park there and pay. It would bring in an income and not spoil people's days by, issuing them with £60 fines. I kind of tend to go to the Peak District now in the week because I'm sort of guaranteed a parking spot. But what about people who can't get away in the week? People who are working 9 to 5 on Monday to Friday. That's more difficult for them. But I'm fortunate that I'm self-employed and the odd days in the week that I can get away and get over there. But it is a nuisance, actually. I mean, go Mam Tor. Oh my God, Mam Tor. We went to Mam Tor on a bank holiday. And it was there were so many people there. I think my nephew came over and we said, let's go to Mam Tor. And we drove around for probably an hour trying to find a legal parking spot. And there were wardens everywhere issuing people with fines. We found one, we were about to go home actually, and then we found a parking spot in a car park. But the car park at Mam Tor is tiny. Anyway, and yet everybody wants to go to Mam Tor. What does anybody else think about that? Should they, give a field over for parking in busy times at weekends for people? Or would that just ruin the whole aesthetic of the Peak District? I don't know. I mean, we should be encouraging people to go out into the sort of the countryside at weekends, get away from the telly and, and all that, and then good for people's mental health and everything. But then parking drives you crazy. And please don't tell me to get the train there, because I won't. I won't.
Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole.
Make sure to go and hit that subscribe button. If you don't want to, that's fine, but if you do, that's also great.
So hi Cirrus Blade, you were asking what kind of biscuits that I have on a walk. Well, they're all from Aldi, they're just the sort of generic ones, Wacko, Seal Bars and Jive. Yeah, these are like Penguin bars, these are like Twix bars, and these are like something else bars. But yeah, that's what I'll take with us. Good, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know we've got a pet goldfish?
Yeah.
So if I threw him in there,
Yeah.
would he survive?
No.
Why?
Because you only keep him in a glass box and he's not used to wildlife.
Is that right?
He'd get eaten up straight away.
Who bird? There's nothing down there.
There's goldfish down there.
That's not a goldfish, that's a leaf. That's what gave me the idea.
Oh, right.
So we've got a pet goldfish. We've had him for about 15 years. He lives in a little glass tank. And I always feel a bit kind of guilty about keeping him prisoner in a tank, but he seems quite happy. But anyway, what do I know? So if I brought him here and set him free, would he survive or not? Answers on a postcard. Thank you. Please need your help. Oh, crikey.
Just run for it.
No. So what I'm actually enjoying about this little walk is that we're actually not seeing any other people. We've passed one woman with a dog and a little campsite, and that's it. There's nobody around, which is great.
Wow.
Just arrived at Maythorpe Mill, which is an outstanding example of a cotton mill built on the model of Sir Richard Arkwright at Cromford. You know the one at Matlock at Cromford? There's a mill there. Well, it's built on that. Its purpose was to supply the local framework knitting industry with yarns. Okay, it was built in 1785, which is bordering the River Greet. Okay, and the children worked in the mill, and it had its own pub. It had its own pub, the King William IV, a mission hall, and a general store. And in the early 19th century, cotton gave way to silk, and the milk continued to produce until World War II. And then in the 1980s, it was converted into fancy apartments.
So that's a photo of all the people that used to work at this mill. Wow.
So we've circumnavigated a field, and it was full of caravans, and I thought that it was sort of like travellers, but actually it turns out that it's a rather nice little campsite. So if you want to come here for a relaxing few days, you know, out in the countryside, Maythorne campsite is the place to be. It looks quite well maintained, actually. Yeah. So actually, if you want to come here, Maythorne campsite near Southall, well, in Southall, beautiful place, really peaceful. The descriptors in the box below. Okay, the link's in the box below. Yeah. Check it out.
So this is a 1960s pony because he's got flared trousers on.
Nice boy.
Nice face.
Yeah, they've got nice faces, haven't they?
He's got shoe caps on.
Oh yeah. Stop the mud, I suppose. So we're just about to come onto a part of the Southall. So we're just about to join the Southall Trail here, which stretches right over there, all the way along here, and it's a 7.5 mile route around Southall. Quite famous, actually. We didn't do it today, the whole 7.5 miles, because we didn't have the energy. We just fancied a short walk, but I think we'll probably come back and do it. Actually, 7.5 miles around Southall. Sounds great.
Has anyone else done that?
There's no.
Ask.
Hmm?
Ask the viewers. Have anyone else
Oh yes.
done that?
So is anybody here? So have any of you done the Southall Trail? What's it like? Do tell.
Comment below.
So have you done the Southall Trail? Comment below and let us know.
Perfect.
camera and pretend you're being a drone. So the Southall Trail is built on the old railway tracks of the train line that ran from Southall to Bilsthorpe and beyond, and it stretches for 7.5 miles. So it's actually a bit like the Monsell Trail, but without all the people. Yay!
So Deb, this is a lovely walk. You agree, right?
It's nice.
Do you prefer the Peak District, lovely openness of the Peak District, or local walks in Nottingham? What's more convenient for you?
Well, that's a leading question. Obviously, coming here is more convenient. When I go to the Peak District, it's a whole day, and then I'm worried about parking and climbing up hills and that sort of stuff. But here is convenient. It's only a short walk, and then I can get home and get on with what I need to get on with. Which do I prefer, here or the Peak District? I mean, obviously, I think I prefer the splendour of, say, something like the Peak District or the Lake District or Wales or whatever it is. But if I just want to get out and stretch my legs without the commitment of the whole day, then a little stroll around a local place is good.
Well, what puts me off is the drive to the Peak District. We're very lucky to have it so near to us, but we've got to go through Chesterfield, up the M1, and it's always a bit of a drag. But places like this, you get in the car and you're already here. I love the Peak District. I love it so much, but I do like a nice local walk. It's easy.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Yeah.
So the Nott'm lass has told me to do the outro bit, so thanks for watching this video. Comment, like, share, and please, if you'd like to subscribe, please press the subscribe button. Thank you, bye!